All right, let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Can I get everyone to stand up for the pledge of allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get a roll call, please, Russ?
Brandon Earl.
Here.
Andrea Kreifel.
Here.
Jason Newberry.
Here.
Jessica Seeliger.
Here.
Robert White.
Here.
Pat Zika.
Here.
Okay, next up, adoption of the agenda. Correction. We need, please need to adopt the agenda. Just lost
The only
it.
thing we need to do is take some consent, right?
Yep.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Are you there, Pat?
Will we talk about the agenda right now?
Yes.
Okay, can I say something about the agenda?
Yes.
Well, I was just concerned that it said that we were gonna talk about the elementary, enrollment trends kind of thing, but we're really not. We're talking about what the state says we have to do to close a school or repurpose a school. Does that make a difference? I mean,
It's just what we've been calling that topic. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Could
think
have
it's
called
just,
it whatever.
I think it's just what we were calling it, but if you want to change it, we can do that.
no, I mean, I know that's what we were calling it when we were, I guess, deciding. I just thought, just so the public knows what we're talking about, that it would be, better to say what we're doing, I guess.
Gotcha. I'm good if you want to change that.
Okay.
Do I make a motion to change that?
Yes, I will make a motion to, remove the agenda part where we will listen to elementary enrollment to, the state's requirements for closing or repurposing a school.
Okay. So that's gonna be 2.9, Russ?
Yes.
Okay. So we have a motion. Can we get a second?
A little clarification. So
Sure.
you're wanting it totally removed from the agenda, Pat, so we don't even discuss it? Is that
Oh,
where-
no, I just, I guess I just wish it would have said that we were, going to talk about state requirements for closing a school so that people that did look at the agenda and what was gonna happen at the meeting would know. And I know we called it, elementary enrollment trends sort of thing, but, I just figured, I thought we kind of moved past that and now we're on to the other. So I just felt like it was misleading. No, I still want to talk about it.
She just wants to change it from elementary enrollment trends to the state requirement statute. It looks like.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. All right, so we have a motion to change it. Can I get a second?
Second.
We got a second. Roll call vote, Russ?
Sure. Brandon Earl.
Yes.
Andrea Kreifel.
Yes.
Jason Newberry.
Yes.
Jessica Seeliger.
Yes.
Robert White.
Yes.
Pat Zika.
Yes.
Next up, recognition of patrons and staff.
Yeah, so this evening we have Bill Riley and Christy, I believe, yes, for Jobs for American
That's right,
Perspective to speak tonight. So
Awesome.
yeah, thank you for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you so much.
The floor is all yours.
All right.
Start.
Yes.
Okay. So, my understanding is we just got a few minutes here, so I need your focus. So, as you see, being first up, I need to give you a little background information. So what we're going to be talking about, as far as you're concerned, is the funding for risk kids, right? And so over the last, 15 years or so, we've had some challenges trying to find where we're spending that money and whether it's spent correctly. I the last 7 years, I've been watching this organization. I've been over to, we've got some great people here from Mark City, the teacher and a couple kids. I've been watching them for 7 years. I've gone over and sat in on their program. It's incredible what they are doing with kids. You know, when we talk about at-risk kids, we're talking, typically the general public thinks all that is families that don't have enough money. At-risk kids are kids that are sleeping in their cars, they're not making it one way or another, they have families that have never graduated from high school, they have a lot of baggage that they're carrying. So we are talking a program here that they're coming up on their 10th anniversary that has like 95% graduation rate. They have an incredible rate of following up their students 2 years afterwards and keeping track of them and making sure that they're employed. It's an incredible program. Now I'm bringing this forward, it's a little late maybe for this year, but if you can see the value of this program, maybe that you can see bringing this forward for the Wellington Public Schools for maybe next year, okay? So I want you to think about it. So I'll turn it back over to you. Can I do the handouts?
Sure, and I was gonna have the students
Oh,
help
go
me
ahead, that would be
too.
the best
That would
way,
be
the best
great.
way.
So something,
You need to recognize yourselves or let them know who you are.
so really quick, what we have students all do within JK is we do the GNAP, and so which is our greeting, name, and affiliation or purpose. We feel like a good, strong handshake is important, so I'll let these gentlemen introduce themselves, and then I have brought some goodies for you.
Nice to meet you, sir. My name is Darius from Marquette City High School. I'm the president of the second organization we have.
Nice to meet you, sir.
So these are both of these gentlemen are presidents within the Arc City. We have two programs at Arc City High School, and within our JK program, we have a career association, so they do elections. Thank you for coming.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
Pretty good.
My name's Noah Horton. I'm the president of the first program in Arc City.
Good. Jessica Seeliger.
My name is Darius.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you. My name's Noble. I'm the president of the first program. Nice to meet you.
Great. Thank you for
My
coming.
name's Noble.
Nice to meet you. My
I'm
name
the
is
president.
What's your name, sir? Jason. Nice to meet you. How you doing, sir? My name is Darius Stanley from Marquette City High School.
Nice to meet you. Sending out the bags and the folders for me as we keep going. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. They each
Yes,
get a
please.
folder and a bag.
And so we have one person that's online tonight. I want you to make sure that you leave them a mug too, please, for Pat.
We might need a couple more. And also with me is the teacher at the Arc City High School, Nasario. He does an amazing job with students, and I appreciate so much this opportunity. I know we only have a few minutes, but real quick, JK partners with local high schools in this state, and we are an elective. We are a course. Students can take all 4 years of high school, and we really focus on preparing students for that positive pathway after graduation. So how we're different is we are curriculum based. We do a lot of work-based learning, and we do it through project-based learning. So students, it's not a sit and get, they're involved in their learning. And then what I feel like really does set us apart is our 12-month of follow-up. So we connect with students one entire year after graduation, making sure that they're doing okay under that positive pathway. If they have any questions, if they need help, college enrollment, or that next step employment opportunity. So I will go through these. Like I said, I know we only have a couple minutes.
You're fine.
So as I said, it is a multi-year program. We really work on those personal skills, those employability skills, and those life skills. So our career specialist really focuses understanding, as Representative Riley said, that our students do come to school carrying some pretty heavy backpacks. We're not licensed therapists, but we're willing to get down into the weeds and support our students with a focus on resiliency. So we have 121 programs across the state, and we're in 46 districts. This data is this year's. We had a 98% graduation rate across the state. 90% of our students made it onto that positive pathway. And again, this is at the end of that follow-up year. So let's say Johnny doesn't quite make it in June. We still have an entire year that we're saying we are committed to making sure he gets that diploma completed. And then 87% of our students were at full-time employment, right? We know that all kids are wanting to do that 4 years, some are, and we take them on college visits, we look at trade schools, we look at jumping right into full-time employment. And this again just is a flyer. In your packet is an outdated flyer we're still getting our glossy trifolds created, so this is a photocopy of the new trifold. A little bit of the map of where we are located. So the state is divided into 4 different regions, and Nasario and myself, I'm up in Augusta. We're part of Region 4. I started as a career specialist and I've been a regional manager and have just loved supporting JK. We are on the master schedule. Our students are part of a career association. Like I said, we do elections. So these are the presidents from our school and they are a part of, and they're connected with the learning. Did you gentlemen go to competition this year? Were you a part of competition? So within JK, we go to competition. What did you go for?
I went to state for financial literacy.
Financial literacy, and what about you?
Thank you.
I went for the same thing.
For financial literacy. So we really do, the students are learning in the classroom and they get to showcase it. As we have had students qualify to go to state and then even to nationals. So within JK, we focus on employer engagements. We want to remove that mystery and mystique of those different employers. They go on field trips. We have guest speakers come in. We do it through project-based learning where they're a part of that, their own research and presenting and what it looks like to them with a fun driving question that will keep them engaged. We do it through a trauma-informed lens. So these are the different levels of employer engagement, looking for those apprenticeship opportunities. These are what we are telling you we commit to taking students to. Leadership conferences, we do a JK Day at the Capitol where they get to see that civic involvement. We have local career development competitions. We do a regional career development conference. We go to state and some of our students qualify to go to the national level. So some of our field trips, we love to get in front of your local chambers and just connect with local businesses. We do it through a competency-based learning. So these are some of those competencies that we focus on getting them ready within that leadership model. We truly are a leadership development class. It's the story of a young man and what he has overcome and how he is now working and on his positive pathway. And there's my contact. So anyway, I thank you so much for the opportunity to come out and share. If you are interested, I'd love to come out and dive a little deeper with you. If you'd like to hear more. JK covers a good portion of what it costs to bring in a career specialist, if that's something that you're thinking about right now. I believe they told me it's 15% we would ask for the district. So right now it's close to about $15,000 for the whole year. And then we would provide the rest to have a full-on career specialist, so a teacher in your building. So, thank you.
Thank you.
So do you have any questions of the students or maybe their teacher from Arc City?
Can I just introduce myself? My name is Nasario Navarrete, and I've been with JK for 3 years, and it's an awesome program. My first year was when they started as a freshman, and they're just being leaps and bounds. It's really a good program, so I'm enjoying myself. It's amazing. It's amazing. Well, just watching them grow every year, you know, different backgrounds, and we just kind of like help remove like barriers in their lives and make sure that they're ready to conquer. You know, that's kind of what we are. Make sure they're ready to conquer once they graduate high school.
Good job.
I guess I had a question. I've talked to Representative Riley and Senator Alley about this program and a little bit with Chad. So how does it differ from our current, we have a very strong CTE program. How does it differ from that? Would they be intertwined somehow? Is it completely separate? How does that work?
Yeah, and that's a really good question.
Go
Go ahead.
Well, I don't want to take any fire away from you, but you know, the CTE program, awesome program, open to all students, right? The kids, the young adults that are part of this program, they have had some kind of challenges, and so they are brought through the counselors in the school. The counselors are recognizing that there are certain students that are at risk families, really having some problems. And so they are identified by the counselors rather than just students enrolling in a class.
Yeah, and that's a fair, so our career specialists right now are capped at 60 students because they have that year of follow-up students. And so some of the kids may be connected with CTE and they may not be, just depending on what their interests may be. But we really do try and focus on like those diamonds in the rough kids that have amazing leadership potential and bring them in through the JEG program. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you for doing that. Good job, guys.
Yes,
Thank you so much. Nice to meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you guys.
Nice to meet you all again.
Too. Thank you. All right. Next up, discussion item, education spotlight.
Okay, Officer Allen, come on up. I asked her if her sunburn was from chasing bad guys, but it's from going to the lake, so that's fine. Officer Allen was just in front of you within the last couple months, sharing everything she did for DARE for the last several years and DARE this year. And then lucky for a few of us, get to go to Wichita next week and watch her get the Kansas DARE Officer of the Year award. So,
Yay, congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're really proud of her and all the support she does for the district and our kids. And anybody here who wants to say anything? Charity, maybe? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Totally on the spot. I'm here just to honor her too because it's awesome. She's a great addition to our district. She's helped me at Eisenhower with a lot of different situations. So to have her on speed dial and she can be to my school in 2 minutes or less is awesome. And then she's very in the trench, like with kids. She's in the classroom, she's on the floor, I don't know what secondary looks like, it might look a little different, but in the elementary world, she is with the kids, on the trike, doing all the things, and yeah, good addition to our district, so I'm very proud of her. There's a great thing. I mean, teaching the 5th grade, I had a 5th grader this year too, going through the DARE program, so just hearing her come home and have conversations and bring up like destructive decisions and good decision-making things, and so they're hearing it. So, and it's all coming from her, which is good.
Good job.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank
Very
you.
well deserved.
Thanks.
All right, next up, indoor pool architect.
Yes, I believe our indoor pool committee is here and our architect to chat about it. Jan, you're up.
Okay, so last time I was here, I told you about our committee, which is Adam, myself, Nick Strickle, Tanya Ybarra, and Jeremy Combs. Who am I forgetting? Cody. How could I forget Cody, except that he's so swamped right now that you can't even see him. So, and Cody, and Jeremy helps out when he can. So you asked us to do a walkthrough and bring you some sites to look at to determine where to put the pools on the high school property. So Adam, Sherry, and I, does everybody know Sherry Holst from Agora Architect, I hope? We walked around the whole place and did pros and cons for each area, and she's going to present everything we discussed, and then Cody added something late last week. So we have 5 sites to review with you. And I didn't tell you because it came so late. I figured we'd all look at it. So Sherry, please.
I apologize for not having a PowerPoint. I just brought boards, so
When you need help with
oh, I'm just gonna put these here. I'm sorry, guys. I can read them, but I'll show the school board what we have first. So when we walk the site all the way around, there are a lot of opportunities. I'm gonna come to the side here. We talked about doing the northeast, and that's at the top of the hill. It's the first thing you see when you drive into town. That didn't seem very appealing. The northwest site is down in your drainage, so we can't really take that because it's a required retention. So I don't think Jason and the city would let us do that. You would?
It's not my world.
It's not your world. This is obviously your football practice field. When we first started talking about it, we had started with clear it back on the south end by the cemetery. I'll get back into that in a little bit. What we landed on was being toward the southwest and southeast. Primary thoughts on that are that we would be close to the road. We could utilize existing parking lot for overflow, and it would be really convenient for students to come across and utilize the facility. Another opportunity with that is that we have drive around the whole facility, but we also have the drive from the west. So that would be very beneficial. And the final is utility access. Utilities are primarily along the road to the north. Getting it all the way down there would be very costly or more costly. The 5th site we talked about, was that Cody who brought that up? was rather than going over here to the southeast or further to the southwest, more centralized, we'd like to leave an opportunity for the ag program to keep what they have going on, and if there's any expansion that they would need to do over to the south, that would be excellent there. If we could centralize it, we'd have a direct line. We could tie it in, the building tie in, utilize similar materials, finishes. It could become part of the school image as well. I'm not sure how much Jan discussed what was going on inside the building. We did make some changes where it would be a larger than competition pool, very similar to Maze, where we could divide it off into a 25-yard, or you could have a full 50-yard. And then in addition, we would have a therapy pool for people to use, local citizens. It would include bleacher seating up above the locker rooms and concession stand, offices, and equipment areas for utilization. We have not completed a cost estimate on any of this. This is just preliminary. Construction-wise, it would be all masonry for durability and fire rating, and again, to tie in with what the high school already has on site. That was quick and dirty.
The northeast side, we definitely, because I think Adam brought it up initially, it would block the view of the high school, and there's no way we're gonna do that. And again, the two on the south, we just think, and Cody was thinking in the middle too, to not have, traffic kind of snagged up when students are coming in or going out, and we've got people going into the pool area. But again, we want easy access for the students, for everybody else.
Can you mute on your side?
And
Is really
and
loud
things
on
like
my side.
that. Any questions
Mute,
at all?
it would be
I
great.
mean, I can talk about the pools. We're gonna look at one more up in Topeka and get information from them also, because they've been extremely helpful about what to do and what not to do.
As far as ventilation, it's always a problem. If you have any kids who do indoor swimming, airflow, heat, sound, there's a lot, and he has so much input on that, very beneficial.
Or to people like me that slip and slide easily, which is why I was in a sling a little bit ago. He's got great suggestions as to eliminate any water in the bleacher area. So, questions? Is this what you wanted, not wanted, and where would you want it? Is, I guess, the final question.
Should we ask her to mute?
Hey,
I
Pat.
asked her to mute 3 times now. Pat, can you mute on your side?
And she left us.
You might have to just turn your volume down and get her. Yeah.
That is on the corner, I think.
Try to call 911.
I did try to line on that.
Wants to be back.
I'm gonna have the cops at my house.
Yes, that's right. Spice your life up.
Jason, did you have some?
So I do a little bit. You mentioned traffic.
Mhm.
That is not a public road.
No.
That is a school district road
Yes.
that we are responsible for maintaining that. We are responsible for doing everything on that.
The city is, or the school
The school
district?
district.
Okay.
So I'm concerned about additional traffic being on that and our maintenance going up, so.
Is this road also a school
Yes.
district road? I wonder if we could come to an agreement with the rec commission on some kind of help on that? I don't know. I mean, if you're
Rec
charging.
commission has no means of taking care of it. The city's the one that's gonna have to.
No,
take
I
care
don't
of it.
mean, I mean financial, as part of their like membership fees and things like that. In addition, I mean, some reciprocity with the fact that the school will be using that for the swim team, if that's the way it goes, if that moves forward, if that's the way you want to do it.
And the rec commission, aren't they under the school district? So is that sharing
Just
of
as a
funds,
taxing
same
entity.
thing?
Or the
Just as a
taxing
taxing
entity,
entity. that's it.
Okay, I didn't know how that worked, I just knew it was a,
So, yeah, that's a concern of mine.
Okay.
I mean, we are already looking at having to resurface the parking lot. Probably gonna have to do something to that road. And then we're gonna put additional traffic on it. And then the congestion of that traffic, I'm in the process right now, I'm sure everybody has seen it, of putting a traffic light at that intersection.
Up here,
Nope, Woodlawn.
over here, okay.
So that light was designed, intended to deal with the traffic of the school,
Mhm.
not necessarily intended to deal with other additional traffic. So
In what I'm
I'm sure it'll
understanding,
handle it, but
I think the hours will be different from what the school hours are. I mean, I feel like competition will be in the evenings or on the weekends. I feel like the public that will use the therapy pool or swim laps, those are early morning and evening as well. Mhm.
then the other concern that I had is, I mean, we have talked for years, I mean, we actually are talking about it currently, about a breezeway connecting our outside buildings to our interior buildings for security purposes, and now we're talking about throwing a building 300 yards away from our primary building and asking kids to walk back and forth. So are we gonna take the security or are we not gonna take the security?
I guess the question would be, would you utilize this for swimming classes or simply just for practice? It would be similar to a
Don't know.
practice facility. Yeah, that's what,
Cause originally I heard talk of using it for PE and stuff like that.
I
so.
wasn't sure about that. But if that is a concern, I'm not sure where you would put it then, unless you would put it in the parking lot and create a new parking lot, would be the other way to do that. Just build the parking lot first and then move it directly in there.
There's gonna be utility relocations that have to happen in order to accommodate either one of those, that are gonna be very, very spendy.
They're gonna have to come all the way.
There's a loop of a water line that
There
goes all
is.
the way around that,
But-
that have to be moved.
Electricity,
It loops all the way around it too.
okay, and that is on the outside of the loop?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sewer,
It's there, kind of spots across different places to make connections.
that is one thing I could not find, so.
It was mentioned by a couple of people to put it out by the cemetery. You do that, it's increased the cost for utilities to go out. The school and this building could not use parking lots together. I mean, there's a lot of disadvantages of moving it much further out. You know,
I could see some opportunity of putting in a new parking lot, and if you're, I know it's more money, but a new parking lot and moving the building into the parking lot, if you're going to utilize it that much. You would still be able to have the perimeter parking, so.
And since I've heard the word money 2 or 3 times now, what are we, I mean, are we still
I did not-
talking
I did not-
donations or fundraising, or
Yes,
are we talking
yes,
bond
yes.
issue, we talking?
No. You guys have enough problems with the bond issue right now with the amount that you're asking, and we know the city's broke too, so that was never part of the plan, was, you know, and when I came last time, we discussed that, and that's when you came up with the generous opportunity for us to build it here, which will save on money.
I don't know if we've actually agreed on building it there. Didn't we just say we would offer that up to see?
Yes,
Potentially.
Look at
Potentially.
yes, potentially.
We offered it up so that we had a place to get a bid, to get estimates.
Mhm.
I'm not 100% sold on this, so I don't want it, and that's, I think that there is a misunderstanding in the community that we're doing this and it's part of the bond, that this is a done deal, and this is not a done deal. And I have a problem with the fact that it is being presented as a done deal and that
Oh.
we've agreed to the land.
No,
We
that's,
haven't agreed to the land.
that wasn't the intent, it was just looking at options if you would, and for the opportunity, this design isn't decided, this is very schematic, we haven't even met on the final layout, it's just showing you opportunities to locate the building.
Have you considered, it's just a dart out there, the other side of the hedgerow next to the practice facility?
Over here,
Yeah, by the building that the rec commission
Which
just
is now
bought?
by the rec.
we
Yes,
have,
yeah.
it's just more distance,
More distance, and the issue would be parking
Mhm.
and some of that, and we have discussed it, and originally that's where we were gonna put it.
and we looked at another
And we
site that
looked at
was
another site, yeah.
way away from the high school.
Sherry, you say more distance, but the distance really only becomes an issue if we're talking about using it for classes. If we're
Right,
talking about
that's
using
exactly
it
right,
for
if you're not using it for classes,
competitions,
it's not a
practice,
problem.
then distance isn't an issue.
Nope, it is not an issue at all.
It makes it more accessible to the public without being on quote school property necessarily.
That's correct. Yes.
Parking would be, we would have to find an overflow parking.
But we're gonna have to put money in that parking lot too because of the
I know,
additional wear and
no,
tear on
it's-
it, so.
This is just exchanging ideas and where to put stuff, and there would need to be something, cause when we walked it, the hedgerow, was there an easy access over that so the students could walk over? With that hedgerow being
No.
there?
They'd have to,
I
you'd
don't
have to
think
clear
so.
out
There's
the
a sidewalk on this side of the.
There'd have to be a sidewalk. We do have to look, I know that this has got water drainage, we've gotta just make sure we're out of it. I'm sure we're fine with the houses that are right here. So, we just have to double check that. So, I mean, there are other options. Plenty of other options. It's just how much we want to be married together on this.
Yeah, I don't think at the end of the parking lot where it's presented that you can do classes out of there, there's no way. I mean, it's a pain to go to the ag shop right now in the middle of winter, and you're wanting the truck even double that to get over. I'm kinda with you on that.
Most schools don't do swimming because of the time it takes to before and after prep, so
I don't know, classes are gonna be
Yeah.
a thing.
I mean, I would think the rec center would offer classes, but not the high school.
Right.
Sure.
What the high school would offer would be Red Cross certification, that type of thing. Maybe help out with the lifeguard training, so they don't have to go to Arc City to get their training and work with the rec center on that. But actual swim classes from the school district, I don't see that. But I'm not
no,
sure.
this is first blush,
Yeah,
so. But, I mean, feel free, discuss it, let us know, let Jan know, she'll get back with me, and we'll move forward. And I did email Jan these if anybody needs to see them, otherwise,
We got it.
okay, all right, thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
thank you.
This out of here.
Can you turn around and we can see?
This is the view that shows,
Oh, yeah,
the
Adam,
entire
did we
site.
ever ask, 'cause that was one of the things we discussed, was asking the folks that donated the land if they would even be okay with that use.
Yeah, they were, when I talked to them about scooters, which obviously this is more for the community than scooters, they were very much, we donated out the land to the board, we trust the board to make good decisions with the land. So I don't feel like it's gonna be an issue with the family at all.
Okay,
They were even that way with scooters, so.
okay.
Want us to
So-
leave this here?
Sure.
Getting,
Yeah, that'd be
We
fine.
can just get Beal another time.
getting way ahead of the conversation here, I know, but, and with an insurance guy sitting at the table with us, how does that look insurance wise? If it's on school district property, is that on our insurance? Because pool insurance would be crazy expensive for the district.
I think that would have to be.
Yeah, you'd have to be.
I mean, I didn't know if it'd be like landlord tenant type thing, if we
Yeah,
blessed it to somebody else, you know?
ultimately, we'd still be tied to it.
Okay.
For sure.
That's something, I was gonna mention, Winfield utilizes Southwestern College's pool, and I don't know how they handle all of that with insurance and that's where the swim team practices and has their meets, so that might be
Right.
something, how their insurance works, I am not sure. So,
Okay.
I do know that they pay Southwestern College for a while, and then they took over maintenance, so there's back and forth. Okay, we'll just put it in the job order.
Okay, yeah, that'd be
Okay,
fine. That's
all
all
right, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
All right, next up, cardiac response plan.
Okay, we're gonna call Holly real quick.
Hi, Holly. See if we can get you on the big speaker.
It's an iPhone, I don't know how to use it.
Should we try getting that back and see if we can get our phones?
I think I may have accidentally called my.
To connect to the Jabra, speak 510. Go to the Bluetooth menu on your smartphone and select it from the list. Smartphone connected.
All right, Holly, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there you go.
All right, Holly, it's your time to shine.
Holly, hi.
Hello.
Okay, so Holly worked on the cardiac response plan that is in your packet. That is a legislative required plan that we need to have in place. And so action is preferred tonight. We did get that back from KSB with thumbs up. The only thing that they wanted us to add, which we will bring part of that back next week, is the different people who would be a part of the plan at each building. And so we're gonna put that together with the plan. That's a pretty simple part. And then we'll also bring that back to the board for reapproval next month. But the general process of the plan itself is in place for you there. And Holly, who appreciate spending time putting that together, is here if you have any questions for her. I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. So you need it approved?
Prefer action tonight, yes, so we can have it ready to go for the 31st, and then we're gonna bring it finalized with all the people's names and everything next month, so that you have that as well. But that's something we can post with it this month.
Move to approve the cardiac response plan as presented with the addition of the names at next month's meeting.
Second.
Got a motion and we have a second. Pat. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same. Okay. Thank you, Holly.
All right. Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Holly, good job.
Bye.
Bye.
Next up is the policy updates.
Yes, so the June policy updates are available in your packet. There are also a couple of extra policies with Mrs. Lemire leaving the district that were put in for you to review. These are policies that I know there's quite a bit in there, but did come from KSB, and so if you need some extra time to review that, we understand, because there's a lot, and there was a lot for you to review this month just in general. So, so those are in there for you to start looking at, and we'll keep those in front of you until you're comfortable approving them.
Most of the stuff in there is stuff related to the legislative session.
Yep. Which June usually is connected to that for the most part, so.
Okay, so you'll bring back next month, I
We
take
can
it?
bring that back next month, yep, if you want some more time with it.
Okay, next up, handbooks.
Yeah, same thing with the handbooks. We have that in front of you. Those did come back from KSB reviewed as well. And then Russ found a little glitch with his download process, which he sent that to you today. So those are also, we recommend to leave those in there for another month. Approve those in August to give you some extra time with them so you can review both what the administrators and what KSB recommended there.
That still gives you time with enrollment.
Well, that's what I was worried about.
It's,
I know we've had a lot of special meetings lately, but would it be worth discussing having a special one to get them approved? Give us more time to look at them, but get them approved with more time for staff.
we could.
I just want, sorry guys.
Yeah, I'm
Throw that
trying
out
to,
there.
I was trying to prevent you from an extra meeting, but
I
yes,
know.
you could.
If you need it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
We can do it.
Yeah, they just got the issue is the turnaround. We just got these back from KSB on Friday, and so there hasn't been a lot of turnaround for review from administration, anything, and so that's why I definitely don't. Okay.
Alright,
Sorry,
I couldn't
thank
find my phone and a bunch of girls just walked in the house and I'm like, where's my
You're right.
So our next meeting is the 11th and the first day of school is the 18th, so it's a week before. I just don't know if that gives everybody. I would feel better personally having it in people's hands earlier. That's my.
I'm fine with it. I don't know.
It would take
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't take long.
I think it's 1st of August, is that enough time?
Whatever, I mean, I don't know what they really need, when do we usually do? I know we don't hand out, hard copies of the handbooks necessarily, but personally, I think it just makes sense to have it done by like enrollment, casino card pickup, all that stuff. So we
Well,
can at
like the
least tell
28th.
people where to go.
Like 2 weeks from the night.
28th would be
Would that
okay.
give everybody
Split the
time
middle.
to?
I'm good with that.
What are we talking about?
Having a different meeting to approve the handbooks.
Oh, good, thank you.
Give everybody some extra time since those just came in.
Want to do 6 o'clock? Or you want to do it during the day?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock on the 28th?
Yep.
Okay. That works best for everybody, I guess. I appreciate you guys splitting the middle there.
Alright, next up, strategic plan, guiding questions.
Yes, so strategic plan's been a little different process this year, as you know. That was a district goal last year to revamp that. We had a discussion both about whether KSB was going to be a part of that process. The board decided that they did not want that. And then we were also discussing potentially changing mission vision, which stalled the process for a little while, and then staff went home for the summer. And so Chad and I, not having KSB and also having staff home for the summer, Chad and I sat down and started discussing how we wanted to go about this with this year, because the whole goal last year was to tie the strategic plan to the new accreditation model. And so we still feel like that's important. And so Chad and I came up with some guiding questions and some questionnaire to put in front of the staff in the fall so that we can start gathering information and putting that together. It's just going to be coming together a little bit slower than we normally do. Not the biggest thing in the world, because our strategic plan's a 5-year plan anyway that was approved last year, so it's still in plenty good shape, but this will give us our staff back and a chance to kind of go down a process that we both feel comfortable with. So we don't necessarily need that approved, I don't think. We just wanted to get that in front of you and get any guidance that you have with the information that's on there is specifically targeted towards our accreditation model and getting feedback towards that model. So. Chad, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, so in the document, the first 4 questions, each one of those is tied to one of the foundation pieces for the accreditation model. So that's what's in the parentheses. So structural literacy, standards alignment, balanced assessment, and quality instruction. And then we were also thinking about what are some of the things that get in our kids' way. So that's why the barriers question. And then kind of like they talked about with JAG-K, what's beyond high school, and how do we make sure kids are prepared for what that looks like. So we feel like this kind of hits a little bit of all of those things, but it's also not completely overwhelming for people where it's 18 million questions. So we hope to get a variety of responses and get some feedback for you.
Any questions on it or anything?
Why is number 5 on the first page the same as number 5 on the second page, or is it?
So one of
is it just a duality?
Yeah, it's purposeful. So what we did was we used AI and said, hey, make this an actual survey for us, and so that we could, if we were going to transition this to even for public consumption to provide feedback, we'd have that opportunity, and you all could see what that might look like. So that's just an example of what it could look like for more public type consumption.
Gotcha. I think that's great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Just to let you know we're headed in that direction.
Alright, anything else you need from us, Adam?
Nope.
Okay.
Just wanted to get that in front of you.
Next up, Board of Education information requests.
Yes, last month a board member requested the board discuss a topic on board information requests, and I think what the purpose of that was, if a individual board member reaches out and requests information versus the entire board, how does the superintendent go about that? And so traditionally, it's been kind of up to me I make a decision. If an individual board member asks a question, I make the determination on whether I feel like that board member just needs to be answered separately based off of whatever the question is, or whether it's information that the entire board needs to hear. And then I make that determination and then send the information whichever way I determine. And so if there needs to be any change in that process, I would just like guidance on that. If I am making any mistakes in that, or if there's anything that needs to be done better so that the board feels like they're getting the information they need in those situations.
So basically, you just said, if I ask you for some information, you decide right now whether you think I just need it or we want to make sure what the board thinks if I need it.
Depending on what the question
Yeah.
is. Yep.
And so if it's decided that I don't need it, and that it's not something I really need, I can ask as just a patron and go through those steps to get the information I need.
Whatever
that's called.
Like an information request.
I don't think
Like a
he's,
public-
I don't think that's what he's saying. He's not saying he's denying you in the information. He's just not gonna share it with the rest of everybody. Necessarily.
If it's something that I consider trivial that one of you is just asking individually, then I typically don't let the whole board know in that moment. But it's always been up to me to make that determination. So it just depends on.
Yeah, because you may have something that could bring value to all of us, but we didn't
I
think
think
of
it's-
asking, and then how
Yeah,
you
I
doing
think
it.
if it's worth asking to make a decision, then we should all know, so we all have the same information.
He's not gonna deny you he's not gonna deny you anything, we just might get shared, we won't know who it came from though, I mean, who asked, but it might get shared, you asked a question.
Okay, but just say, I do wanna see something that the rest of you, or the majority of you don't want me, you don't think we need to have. I can go through the steps and just request it through writing as a public person.
I mean, you could, but I think it would also be important to ask all of us if we'd like to see it and put it out for
I
us to
agree.
decide
I'm
first.
thinking of something that just recently happened between all of us. And I think it's happened in the past sometimes.
But were we asked if we would like, was it a board
Yes.
discussion?
Yes. But anyway,
When?
well, one example, and this isn't something that we could go and ask you ahead of time, but like I can remember asking, just to pull something off the consent agenda, just because I wanted to talk about it maybe a little bit more and share some information that I knew. And so we all had to vote on whether I could do that or not. And the vote was no. I think some of you weren't on the board then, but, and I really had to fight back tears in because I'm like, I thought, we have to respect each other, and as a board member, if I'm requesting it, that I would just do it for you, but I think we're on 2 or 3 different topics.
Yeah.
So.
I think the topic here was if a individual board member asks the superintendent or a district employee for whatever information they need, which is fine, they're doing their homework, whatever, whether that moment is determined on how that information gets dispersed. So if Jason asks me a question, then I have to decide as superintendent, okay, the question that Jason just asked is, something that I think that just answering Jason is fine, whether it's something small, whatever. I'm not gonna go through the process of letting the whole board know that, or I'm like, the whole board needs to know the answer to that question, and so therefore I make the determination, and that's when I send you out an email saying,
I'm good with
whatever.
doing it that way.
So, that's how it's traditionally been done. I think that was the question, at hand, is my understanding.
Is there any kind of policy or anything that the majority of the board has to want that information? Sometimes.
Well, kind of, I guess. I don't know if I'm fully understanding your
I think, I think
question,
we've had-
but the power of the board is the board.
Sure, the board, yeah.
Individually, we are Joe
Right.
Citizen,
Absolutely.
but as we come together in this board, that's where our power comes from, is the collective. So out there, once we leave those doors, I'm just like everybody else. I should not be treated any different because I'm a board member. No special treatment for Jason Newberry because I'm
No, I
on the
just-
board.
I gotcha. I just didn't know, but okay.
That makes sense.
It does, but as long as a person can ask for it.
Oh, absolutely.
If you're denied, if we're denied as a board, then one of us can ask that information, just like anybody out here can ask for it.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a process for that.
And I don't know if that's exactly what we were talking about.
I mean, my only thing is, I don't know, what the purpose of them for, I guess I trust you. If you're gonna, you'll know if I wanna know what Pat asks or Bob asks, you'll know.
I mean, like I asked you about the federal funds and you said, yeah, I'm gonna get it and then I'll send it out to everybody.
Yep,
I mean,
and I
that's,
still need to do that, but
and
yes, thank
then,
you.
well, you told me you had a
Yes.
thing coming up to get the information
Yes.
and, but then I call you and say, hey, this is overwhelming, looking at these handbooks, do we really need to approve it tonight? Are you truly okay? I mean, I understand why you don't call everybody and say, hey, Jess just asked this question.
And I was already telling you, no, I'm not comfortable.
Right.
Haven't had them long enough. And
Right.
We need to.
We were on the same
so-
page, so we're good.
Yeah, I just have, I'm the one person that talks to each of you, and so I just have to, and you guys don't get those conversations, so I have to juggle all that. What I just need to know, so that the board runs effectively, is if I have gaps in that, like that are noticeable, you guys just need to communicate that with me and let me know so that I can fix whatever those gaps are. So.
You got what you need?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. Next up, building needs assessments.
Okay, building needs assessments, we have our accountant coming soon, our administrators have submitted those, and we have compiled them to put in front of the board as part of the budgeting process. Randy will be here on Thursday to our accountant to start the budgeting process for the year with Darcy, as far as not the budgeting process, I shouldn't say, but the official putting it on paper budget. And so building needs assessments are important for the board to review. And state assessment review is always a part of that as well. State assessments are weird this year, so you're still looking at old state assessments because they did the cut scores this year, and so those are going to be coming out later than normal.
Say that again, what does that mean?
So, every so often, the state sets whatever the cut scores are going to be that says what is, for each one of the levels. So there's levels 1, 2, 3, 4.
For the state assessments?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, they're doing that this summer. And so they've told us that the earliest is September, that we should see any scores. Typically, we have a, unofficial score before kids leave.
Right.
But, and that then become official later in the fall, but normally you would be looking at that data, but we don't have that data yet.
But we don't necessarily need that data to complete or.
Part of the statute says that you review, the state assessment data, so it's the data you've already had access to because it's last year's data. We had Russ put back into that folder for you, the state assessments from 23-24. So that last tab that's on that building needs assessment, it is just a compilation of what the different buildings submitted, and then it just, at the top of that page it says 23-24 for 25-26. So it is that one lag year.
We'll find that stuff in the blog. Well, I was just looking at it, comparing it, because I didn't realize so much of it was tied to state assessments, but like, I just didn't have Eisenhower's open because it's the first one I looked at the other day. And it said this. Is current technology appropriate? It's in section 3, current curriculum needs. Is current technology appropriate? If no, what technology is needed to support the curriculum? And the answer is yes, which means there is current technology, but it also says we need additional iPads for special needs students to use and be successful. And I'm not 100%, I think Lincoln's also says that. And that's all I got through. So is that, since that's something they feel that they need to better
So some of the technology that's for assistive technology, so for kids that need, sometimes in school they call them a talker, but it's an augmented communication device so that they're able to have that functional communication. So if they have a need like that, that's going to be written into their IEP, and then that would be provided if it's something that's written in specifically for those kids.
We couldn't get iPads for the special, what's it say here? For special needs students, and I can see myself why an iPad would be a lot easier for some of those students than.
Yeah, and I think we
So
would
that's
take that on a case-by-case basis based upon student need. So if
But
they didn't
because we-
require that type of assistive tech because it's, because they have functional communication, but they may have some other type of barrier where a different device may work better, that's absolutely something that we can look at.
So like, would the teachers have made these comments, or would the special education teacher have made these comments that?
What we asked them to do was work, mine was doing it earlier, I hear you. But what we asked them to do was work with their building leadership team and their site council to get all of this information. So yes.
So they did say that, somebody did.
Somebody did, yeah.
So are we, and I know what you just said, that we might already have what they need, or if they feel like they need these, I mean, they put them in the needs assessment.
They want you all to consider that as, for us to consider
Yeah.
for the
So
budget.
that's what I guess that's what I'm saying. To me, I think that's a great idea. I mean, I think that could help, I don't know necessarily. So
as part of that, I mean, going back to, requesting information and those types of things, if you feel like, yes, that's something that you want us to investigate, we can absolutely investigate that and use it to help inform the budgeting process.
okay. And just quickly, there's another one it's about transportation. Well, it just asks if they think we need more transportation, or if we have, what would that be, school data, other data? Oh, are additional school buses needed for any additional routes needed? Oh, this says yes, field trips have to be planned strategically around other events and have to be back at certain times. And I think that's true too, but my biggest concern with the buses is we're taking kids to a baseball game and softball game at noon. So we can get them to Circle and then get back. Cause like my granddaughter and this other gal were at Casey's getting all this stuff at noon, and I'm like, what are you doing? And they had to leave, they were getting stuff to go. And so it was because they had to leave extremely early so the buses could all get back. She said when they got there, they just laid out in the sun, and, and we want to keep kids in school as long as we can.
Sure.
And I know part of the problem is can't get drivers. But I think it's something, I don't know how we fix it or what we do, but we used to, and I don't think in our contract anymore, we have a activities bus as such, or do we?
Yeah.
We just use the route buses?
We do, yeah. And we actually have the board approved for there to be a wrapped bus on order to replace the current one whenever it gets old.
Sure.
So that's all set up as far as an activity bus.
And I know spring's the worst time of the year probably, but that's a long time to be out of school. And then someone else had mentioned it, so I thought.
Yeah, I think that's a fair concern.
Looking at this
I agree,
assessment.
getting kids out of school for that reason. early
Even the
is
money
a
going
fair
into
concern.
it, the bus is going up there, coming back, and going back up there, come back, and that's.
I do think the drivers is an issue, like you said,
Yeah.
but it's still, having kids leave school early just for that reason and missing classes, that's hard on them and their education. So I understand that.
So are we being asked to approve these assessments, or can we have more?
No, you can have more time. This is to inform the budgeting process. So really, it's for you to review and give us any feedback that you see after the principals have done that. Essentially, at the end of this process, the building needs assessments will be available to the public, but the board will be approving the budget.
Something that stood out for me, and it's something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. All 4 elementaries on the what types of caregiver training, it's under section 7. Letter B, what types of caregiver training programs teaching guardians how to give students help with homework? Every one of them said there's a need, and that is something that, as a parent, I would love to see if we can,
You say what
if
that
that
is
can
again,
be.
real quick.
Section 7, letter B, it's on all of the elementaries. I
know Kennedy used to have a couple nights where they would have parents in.
That's, I feel
It was
like
during
we did that
QPA,
once
we
at
had QPA.
and
We did
I
that.
I
What's
know, like with math even, or we do literacy nights and I think they do great things, but I mean, I remember back when we had a previous super, the story that I was told as a parent, I don't know how, this was the story that I was told, was we were getting these little readers home every night, you know? And the kid had to read it so many times a night and then sign it and take it back. Great. And then we stopped doing that and they said, oh, Central doesn't want homework. And I remember another mom looking at me going, how is my kid supposed to read? And I'm like, you know, and we laughed about it, you know, when she realized what she said. But I think maybe sometimes we do, as parents, just need that push. We get caught up in all the other things. And that maybe if we could help parents come up with creative ways.
Do we have a no homework policy?
I don't think so anymore. That was just,
Okay.
that was years
Yeah.
ago. Years ago. And my kids aren't in.
You know, I don't think our reading
Great.
program probably has those little white take-home books anymore.
See, but just something to like.
They don't have those, there are.
Right.
I know, but those are great.
But just something, you know, to
I
help
do.
parents know what it is that they're working on. I know I'd have to call and ask for sight words, things like that.
Especially
Like,
on-
what are we working on?
Especially at that level, it's hard to find.
Yeah.
Margaret
Well,
Hill
we'll
has
have
about 6 books.
the new curriculum for phonics this year, which we talked about purchasing additional decodables. UFly has all of them that are printable and they're
Yeah,
free.
these
I
are
mean, they're
printable.
free and they're very easy for us to get our hands on. I just met last Thursday with the strategists, and so all that curriculum, the last part of it arrived today. So we're sorting all of that Wednesday to get out to the buildings. And so
Yeah, these are just white printables that went
yeah.
out.
I would just like to see us make more of an effort to help parents understand like what the kids are doing in school. So we know how to help at home.
I kind of read that as, what type of caregiver training programs as Futures has them on some of these, and maybe it's more primary, but how to take care of kids, how, if you have to be at work, what are some tips and tools that I can use while my, fifth grader's home with my little first grader, what, just those kind, and it's kind of walking a thin line because you're not just talking about somebody that lives in the car, they need help, and you don't want to say that. But there are those types of people, and so
It's
that's what
hard
I
to
kinda
find
read.
a sweet spot with when to do those types of things, because depending upon someone's work schedules and then facilitating staff to help do some of that. When I was in El Dorado, we attempted that, and the people that came, it was a great
If you
the
feed them,
feedback.
if you have dinner.
Yeah, well, that's very true. I keep telling Darcy, listen, make sure that everybody gets dinner.
No constant food.
Yeah.
My kids do.
It's all chilly and it gets all
Yeah,
weird.
so it was hard to find the sweet spot for the timing of that. The people that came loved what we did for them, and we actually brought somebody in to do some just different parenting strategies and things like that. It was great, but trying to find the sweet spot to get just more than a handful of people there is hard. Not impossible, but definitely hard.
I wonder if we could have it like somewhere else and combine 2 schools maybe, that would like less
When I was in
point
25
somebody out.
When I was in 259, we did a parent university, which was really cool because it brought people from all over. And there's a organization out of Topeka, KPERC, the Kansas Parent Resource Information Center. They helped facilitate some of that. So that's something that we could look at doing.
I think we need to.
I'd like to see more of that.
So, thank you.
I just wanna make sure, it does say Sabres for those that opt in, and Sabres is still an opt-in, not an opt-out, right?
It is opt-in. And the data is from that is pretty hard because we don't have a very high percentage of folks that opt in to that, especially at the secondary level. So they don't do it at K2, it's just a teacher perception on K2. But the student feedback would be super valuable.
Anyone else have any questions? Okay.
So we'll bring those back up next month.
All right, next up, state requirement.
Yes, so in your packet, the last work session that you talked about, what we were calling elementary enrollment trends, which tonight has switched to closing and repurposing a school. That was one of the ideas that was presented within that work session. So I wanted you to be aware as a board, the statutes and the policies that are go with that type of action so that you are aware. One of the things that I think is important for the board prior to that action even probably, which if you got to that point, I would probably at that point get a hold of KSB Legal and have them write up and adopt something that is legal for the board to actually make a motion on. But I do think it'd be also important for the board to have us feel really good about whatever plan you have in place prior to doing that as far as where students are going to go. So that question is answered for the public within that process. So I think that's really important as part of this discussion as well. And so kind of those, the board kind of wanted from the last work session, just kind of wanted this out as a topic. And I just wanted to make sure you saw those documents and were aware of the process if you move in that direction.
Well, I want to make it known that this is a part of a bond, because I know that's been confusing out in the public also, the bond that passes closing that building, but that's not true, so we need to make sure that's out there.
So I can get you whatever information you need, whatever you.
I like what it said because it's the parts that I read of it, of what we've all said, you know, you have to have a public meeting, you have to have time for people to come and
Right.
share, you know, what they think about it. Everything we've shared, you know, that we've all thought we need to do, that's in the requirements, so that's good. I can find it right now.
And I think it does say that we have to have an idea of where the students will go. I believe I read that this morning.
I would think we need to have that idea.
Like, I mean, in the actual wording.
Yeah, and just
After the meetings, Paul, I don't know. You think we would need public input about where kids would go? No, I'm just asking about it.
Wow.
Well, there you go.
What's happening with that? Why is it doing that?
Yes and no. Pat, yes and no, I think yes, but no, because I think it's gonna create a fiasco if we do, because then you're gonna have to redo the whole district, and that could lead to a lot of time and money trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
Maybe
I just wanted to.
I mean, and maybe I'm looking at it differently, but you have a school that has less attended children, and you have a school that's big enough to have these children, why wouldn't we just make that switch? But my kids don't go there, and I understand some people, you know, have a different opinion on that, so.
So do we want a timeline on, I mean, I know we're kind of, those are two major things we're doing, bond issue and that. I mean, should we wait till?
I don't wanna just keep kicking the can.
I don't either. I mean, and maybe if we did it at the same time, people would realize, no, you know, it's gonna happen whether the bond
Right,
issue passes or
true.
not.
The only hang up that I have is, if I read this correctly, and I'm trying to I should have highlighted where it was. I believe what I read this morning said we do have to, in the notice of the hearing, to have the discussion before we would actually vote to close. I believe it said that we do have to say where those kids will be going.
It does, yeah.
It does? Okay,
Yeah,
you found it.
It's
Thank
in
you.
C. Prior to adopting a resolution closing any school building, the Board of Education shall call and hold a hearing on the proposal. The notice of such hearing shall include the reasons for the proposed closing, the name of any affected school building, and the name of any school building to which the involved student shall be reassigned.
So I guess for me, I just wanna make 100% certain that we know that these kids are gonna go to Kennedy.
And at the same time, we would need to have a transportation plan.
What was that?
We'd need to have some type of transportation plan in mind or no, or.
Yeah, if it's less than 2.5 miles, we don't have to.
I know, but I mean, that's gonna be a concern, no matter what you do, if you send it to Eisenhower, that's gonna be a concern across that highway, and if you send to Kennedy, that's a concern. I'm just throwing this out here, guys, I don't know.
Is there a way we can track how many kids walk to Washington?
You can try to find out, yeah.
I mean, at least look at an average number or something, I'd be interested to see that.
You know, Lincoln has a crossing guard, so that's all, you know, that's all,
Yep.
so I'm not saying it's, I think it's something that'll be brought up.
I mean, the district already has kids that are on the other side that are going to,
Yeah, we look at
you
that
know,
thing that we got.
I mean, it's
They're
already going the
everywhere.
other way,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah. You know, that might be a good thing to share, kinda, people see they're going everywhere.
They're going in, yeah.
Let's get a little bit more information,
I
I
guess,
think.
what more information do we need?
I think we need to see what the how many kids are walking, because if it does come up that they need
That's not
rides,
gonna change it still.
no. I guess not.
Jason?
Somewhere. I think for me, it's just where are they going? Are we certain that that's it? I guess I still have a little hesitation in just saying we're gonna put them in Kennedy and that be the end result. Because I liked the science behind having the study to really see where people were, and I think that's my hang up. I still think we need to proceed with having a hearing. I just want to know for certain that we're moving the kids to this place. I guess that's my only.
Well, that map kind of shows where they were right now. And that'd be probably less kids next year and less kids next year.
Yeah.
I think you need to,
How about, can you take, sorry to interrupt you there, Bob. Could you take the, boundary map and like just make an infinite line where Kennedy and Lincoln split, down through Washington and then see what that looks like? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Kennedy and Lincoln together, you mean, or?
No,
Oh.
no, like
Kennedy.
Washington Street, like
Yeah.
isn't that where the Kennedy Lincoln
Yeah,
boundary
right,
is? And then what's the boundary for Lincoln and Washington? Like, just eliminate Washington, just draw those infinite lines like you did before.
Yep.
And eliminate Washington and see what that looks like.
Okay.
Does that make sense, guys?
But ultimately, the one elementary that we have low numbers at is Kennedy, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a big school.
So if we put more kids into Lincoln or Eisenhower, that's gonna compound their problem.
Right.
So,
Well, I think it goes hand in hand with that, removing that grandfathering.
agreed,
Yeah,
but unless
we
you're
gotta
gonna,
get rid of
unless
that.
you're gonna do that, unless you're gonna pull kids out from Lincoln's district or move Lincoln's district closer to it so that Kennedy absorbs more kids, we're gonna make the problem worse by adding to Lincoln's district, making it bigger.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not talking about adding, you wouldn't add to Lincoln's district, you would add to Kennedy or Eisenhower, is what you would do.
Oh, I thought you said extend Lincoln's lines
To
straight
remove,
north.
to remove Washington Elementary, like pretend Washington doesn't exist, like bring those,
Right, so
Lines out.
Lincoln's gonna get part of Washington.
you think so?
If you're extending that line north, you will. If you extend Washington's line right here, all the way north to the city limits and add that to Lincoln, they're gonna get more kids.
Wouldn't it go to Eisenhower? I don't know.
Well, Eisenhower's full.
Eisenhower's
I know,
not full, yeah.
Eisenhower.
That's, I mean, it makes sense. I think one, again, I like the idea of having a map and the statistics behind the other. And I like having professionals. I like having a professional recommendation that knows more than we do.
What they do, Jessica, I mean, I
I
don't know what they do.
I think maybe put my mind at ease only, that's what I don't know, you know, that's it, is I don't know if it's just putting my mind at ease with that, because I guess in my head, it's just, maybe it is the simple answer, but I worry that it's just too simple, I guess
I mean, a
sometimes you
couple years
overlook
ago,
the simple.
we got those statistics where
Maybe I
everybody was
I mean,
crisscrossing.
wasn't that a $10,000
Yeah, it's
bill though?
expensive.
It was, that's what I'm like, is it a $10,000 bill just for them to tell us what we already know?
How many classrooms, or are there classrooms at Lincoln with just one teacher?
There was one, but
It was fifth
Fifth
grade,
grade,
only had
yeah.
one section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Lincoln,
At
yeah,
Lincoln.
5th grade.
last year, yeah.
It makes sense just to send them to Kennedy and fill up,
It
you know,
does.
go ahead
It
and
does.
have Lincoln have 2 of everything. It's in the past.
Can we see the map as is, and then the map with all those kids going to Kennedy? And then do we go ahead and start drafting a proposal? So we have it for the next meeting? If we're okay with what it says. With what the map looks like.
I took
You
the
know?
numbers, you know, we've had like, you know, the elementary enrollment, I've taken the numbers, not just the last time we got it, but 6 months ago maybe.
Mhm.
And going away from the 15 is the ideal number, it was pretty even across the board at Kennedy.
I feel like it made Kennedy student population about the same as Ike.
Eisenhower, yeah, and that's fine, that's how it always was. I mean, Eisenhower always had a few more, but we had a lot of full classes too, you know. Like I said, that was 6 months ago, I haven't done it with a lot, but it's
Jessica,
the
maybe I
same numbers, I
misunderstood
think.
you. Did you say have a resolution for the next meeting? We can't do that. We gotta do the public hearing and everything.
Well, no, we have to have not a resolution, but something for the public hearing, right? To say
Plan.
Something to publish.
something to publish to approve for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the people that live in the north end of town here think about all this, cause I haven't seen anything about what they think. And what they think about if they're the only corner of this town that doesn't have a school, neighborhood school. Their property taxes are going down, or going up. The property values are going down. And so I think you need to find out what the constituency up there thinks.
I will say that in the last 3 weeks, I have had more people stop me when I'm out and about and say, thanks for bringing it up. Because
I mean,
I've had one person reach out to me and say, please don't close it, and I've had 6 or 7 stop me and say, thanks for having the conversation.
And that's where I was gonna go. I mean, unfortunately, we're at a time where it's not making the money, you know, we need to make a change and
What I read on Facebook, yeah, or read on social media is like, don't close my school, you know. I mean, I worked at Kennedy, Washington, and I was crying, I didn't want to move to Kennedy. I didn't want to work at Kennedy. I loved Washington, I loved it. But you know what, I love Kennedy too.
I don't.
And it was home too for 20 years.
Yeah.
So,
I just don't think it makes good financial sense to have as many elementary schools
It
as we
doesn't.
have.
And it's not fair to the kids at Kennedy or the teachers at Kennedy that have to move from first grade to fifth grade because we don't need this you can't, it takes 3 years to learn a curriculum pretty much, and if you're moving curriculum to curriculum, you're not doing what's best for kids. And once you, I have talked to people that are against closing it and share why they understand. But then I know there are those that are willing to give us their dogs.
So I agree with Jessica that this is a topic that we've been discussing now for a long time. We do seem to kind of kick the can down the road on this a little bit. I think we do need to have more discussion about it, and it's pretty clear that we have to have a public meeting, so why not get that feedback? And then we got time to deal with this. I mean, you have time to deal with this. I'm off the board in December, but yeah. But we don't have to make we're not making the decision for next school year.
Right.
So, I mean, we got some time to deal with this, right?
So we can just have a meeting and see what people
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm saying, go ahead and have the.
Without
I
the state
assume
stuff.
we're not
Do it
making a
without the
decision
state
for
stuff?
next
Yeah,
school
well,
year,
I'm just
right?
saying
No.
Like just have a town hall? Is that what you mean?
Kind of, yeah, I mean, do it however we legally have to per statute, so it
So
would meet
do
our
it
public
legally.
hearing. But get the feedback and then we kind of know which direction we wanna go. I mean, Bob's got a good point. I mean, the people up there are probably not gonna be happy about it. They may have bought that house with the idea that they're gonna be next to that school. But Brandon's got a good point too. You gotta live within your means. And when we don't have enough kids to fill the buildings, then we gotta make adjustments.
So what I'm hearing for next month is to have public hearing document language for the board to approve for publishing.
Yes.
Yeah, or at least a discussion on it. I mean, have it in the discussion item
Well, yeah,
so we
it'll
can
be a
talk about it,
discussion.
and then
Yeah.
if we wanna take action on it, if we feel
Can
comfortable
we
with
see
it.
those maps too? Just,
Again.
will that settle?
Yeah, the maps and per school, maybe.
I mean, if we follow our MO and put it in a discussion item, then it should come back to
If
the
it's new,
following meeting.
yeah.
So that gives us 2 months, to think about it and kind of kick around different ideas. And it does start the wheels of progress, or whatever you wanna call them.
Yeah, we try not to put anything in action
I think
unless
that's
it's
what we
there, unless you've seen it before. I mean, even tonight, the cardiac response plan, even though we needed action on it, you hadn't seen it because it hadn't come back from KSB, so we still put it in discussion, just to be fair to you guys, so.
Okay, you got what you need?
Yes.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
First action item, bond resolution.
Okay, I thought I saw Mr. Avey here. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, and Brett, how are you guys? Hi. Bond resolution, you guys have had 3 work sessions to discuss the situation with the potential for movement on putting a bond up for election. And so the board has done lots of discussing on that, tweaking projects that were a part of that. In your packet are the documents that were sent over from Piper Sandler as a part of that process. And then also Brett sent over, I know you had removed the Early Learning Center off of that to make it the bond that you wanted. And so that document is also in there. And so I'll turn it over to you guys.
Good evening, everyone. As Adam alluded to, really the resolution before you this evening is really the final action required by the board to put really the scope of the work and the project that the board worked through over the last, I guess, months, but really years before the voters in November. So I think I would say just one thing I'll just point out here, a couple things. Obviously, the action item is on the very first page in bold. You will notice the ballot question, which is the ballot question would be on page number. I guess it'd be, if you're looking at your attachment, I guess it's probably page 4 of the PDF.
Which,
Speaking of the resolution itself.
What's it called?
yeah, what's it called?
Oh,
Election document.
yes, election documents.
There we go.
Wait, just give you a second, to open up, it should be, I think probably page 4 of the PDF, does that sound? If you're flipping through it,
We're at 19.
there'll
Yeah,
be
sure,
section number 3,
Oh, yeah.
shall the following be adopted?
Okay.
And I will not read that to you out loud, but I'll maybe just give you a few minutes to review that. But again, it's authorizing the issuance of the 22.6 million for the projects that have been outlined and defined through your work.
Can we still move track and field improvements up to the high school? Is this a solid goal right now?
Oh,
Renovations to Wellington High School, including roof, parking, football field, restroom improvements. And what does it say? Track field,
This is, yeah,
They're
shop
still-
theater, track and field improvements.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing is that the track is physically at the middle
Right.
school and
is
not
that something we need
physically
to
at
do
the high
in
school.
education about the bond issue?
I think we need to make a point about when we're sharing that.
Yeah, that's what I mean, I think.
When we're talking parking improvements at the tennis courts, are we talking the old middle school parking lot?
Yes, junior high parking lot.
Yeah, junior high parking lot, just that area.
Anyone else have any more questions?
Okay, just renovations to Eisenhower, Kennedy, Lincoln, and Washington Elementary Schools, including roof, building, HVAC. What's building mean? What are we doing to the building?
Windows.
But don't we have windows in there separate? No.
So, are you looking at the middle school?
No, Kennedy, Lincoln, Washington Elementary Schools, including roof, building, HVAC, and parking.
We have windows separate.
Be just general building improvements.
Maybe we could say that, so just the word building by itself is like.
A lot of it, I think, is part of the education process as you're being, in most cases, I would say when people go to the ballot and they're reading this for the very first time, they're probably voting no. And so a lot of it comes down to the education that happens before patrons go to the ballot to cast their voting member.
That's very true.
Making sure it's all.
Also point out the updated financial plan, was that in our packet too? The tax analysis, okay. So yeah, just to, again, just for reference, and again, all this will be in the documents that will be published as part of the notice of election, which is a state law requirement. But you'll see the updated financial analysis relative to the mill levy impact of the 22.6 million financed over 25 years. Again, the mill levy, assuming the board keeps the mill levy at the same level for the 25-26 budget as it was for the 24-25 budget, which is a little over 8 mils. The mill levy increase is about 5.45 mils. There's a taxpayer cost analysis which illustrates the impact to homeowners, commercial business owners, and ag landowners as a result of that increase. I will note, which I think we've talked about on a number of occasions, is really with the 5 mil increase, it just takes you back very close to where you were, I guess, 3 budget years ago. In 2022-23, the total mill levy of the school district was 54.58 mils. So upon a successful election, an increase in the mill levy, total mill levy would be 55.75 mils would be the total district mill levy.
On the spreadsheet that has all the projects on it, what, the ones that are highlighted in yellow, what does that mean?
The ones that are highlighted yellow, that's just usually what happens in these bond elections. The 22.6, the architect will charge 7.5% on the whole thing. The stuff in yellow is the negotiation that we had when we first started this. That's the only part that the architect's going to charge 7.5% on. It's just what's ever in yellow. So really, it saves about $800,000 that you guys can keep and use somewhere else. That's kind of how we go to market. So it's a good deal. The thinking is that if you guys make a resolution tonight, I'm going to get with Adam. We're going to set up a meeting with whoever's on your guys' marketing team and committee, because we want to get this stuff rolling. So we got some time to really make this successful. We're going to do some videos. We're going to ask some of you guys to speak in the videos. It's very professionally done. There's going to be flyers. There's going to be mailers. There's going to be all kinds of stuff when school enrollment comes. There's going to be social media. There's a lot to do in the next 60 days. So that's kind of the reason that we're bumping up the deadline for tonight.
And this will be on the November ballot?
Yeah.
Correct, yes. Yeah, 3 election date options now that are allowed in Kansas after this past legislative session, November, first Tuesday in March, and then the primary in August. November, there's no cost to the school district having an election because it is a general election date.
Right.
Any other questions? We're looking for a motion to approve the bond resolution.
So moved.
We got a motion on the floor. Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Destiny. Good seeing you.
Yeah, good seeing you too.
We'll start talking about like, what we want to, like maybe making Washington into a preschool daycare kind of thing. I think calling it maybe that's what we want to call it, I don't know, I'm just doing my 2 cents. Calling it a learning center, okay, that can be 1,000 things. And a preschool daycare is pretty.
I think we have a lot more work to do on that.
What's that?
I think we have more work to do on that.
I know, I'm just throwing those that out there.
Okay, next up, Board of Education vacancy.
Yes, so the board had a meeting last week and had interviews with board candidates for the board at vacancy. The board then had a special meeting and chose a candidate. That candidate then later declined their appointment. And so this topic is back up for discussion and potential action this evening.
Well, I guess I'll start. I think we're really lucky, because I wasn't here the night of the interviews, but I think we're really lucky to have the people that we did have, and we shared that before. Since it's just 2 years, and several of the people that applied have chosen to be on the ballot, I think Deanna Garber could just, she's been on the board, she could step right in and start. We have so much going on, and she was involved in some of those, and quite a lot of the conversation having to do with these issues. That's my only thought.
I would agree with that.
I was kind of leaning more towards Mr. Yates.
I was too, because of his business experience as a CEO and CFO of some manufacturing companies and stuff. And I know Jim real well, and he would be a good fit with the rest of the board.
on that.
I don't think we can go wrong. I'm still bummed about Mr. Kern, but I appreciate that he wants to stay in the schools. Still wish we would have heard from Mr. House, but
He did email us and I was gone. I thought, I didn't know who got the email. I thought he had responded back until today.
I would echo what Pat said. I had an opportunity to work with Deanne on the board, and she was very, very involved on the board. She's aware of a lot of the issues that we've been dealing with for years and still have in front of us, i.e. the school closing potential or whatever that's gonna be. And like Pat said, it's 2 years, I think. Let the elections do what the elections are gonna do. And let's appoint somebody for the 2-year term. I think she'd be a good fit. So with that, to speed this up.
Yeah.
Let's just start, let's get started
I like
and
to
make some
mention a
decisions
long
here.
time.
So I'm gonna make a motion to appoint Deanna Garber to the rest of the term of the vacancy. There you go.
So,
We got a motion?
Second motion.
We got a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I
Anyone opposed saying? Aye.
Aye.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we can go wrong.
you know, we
If I
throw the
vote-
other out to vote.
It's just
If
2
I vote
years.
no, we're
It's
gonna be
just 2 years.
split. What do we do then?
If what'd you say? I'm sorry.
What about another name?
I
School's a
think, I
business,
think
but it's
she'd
not
do a
exactly
good job. I
run
don't wanna
like
vote no just because I don't think she would do a good job, but no. I would make a motion that we invite Mr. Yates to be on the board.
Okay, got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed saying?
No.
Gotta move forward, people.
Alright. Yes, administrative reports.
Anybody have anything they wanna share?
Welcome.
Mr. Brungard is here.
I apologize for my dress, everything else is still in the box. We're starting to unpack now though. Excited to be here, look forward to getting started. Been in the office since July 1. Everybody's been great to work with so far. So
Great.
look forward to getting your start.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here.
Do you have a house yet?
We're renting right now until we get our house sold back in Washington, then we'll look to buy, so. You know anybody wants to buy a house in Washington, you let me know.
I think you've got half the town of Wellington looking for a
I
house
do,
here, so.
I appreciate that too, wherever the camera's at, so, yeah, it's been great, everything's been great since we've been here, so, good.
Board member comments? Want to start us off?
I don't have anything.
I don't have anything.
I wrote mine down. I mentioned something to Adam today. Can we work on the enrollment for after-school program? I've had a couple questions. Making sure parents know where their kiddos are going. Can we also be getting supply lists out? I mean, this is Prime Day, but just thinking from a thrifty parent standpoint. I also just kind of mentioned to Adam, but I want to give Pat credit for the idea. Last year you brought up live streaming graduation. And then we didn't even think about it this year. And I would like to I know we just put a bond on the ballot. But I'd like to look at ways that we could live stream more of our events that are not sports. Whether that be graduation for grandparents that can't make it. Our performing arts are fantastic. And as someone who's majority of my family is 3 hours away. That would just be really great if we could do that. So if we can just kind of start dabbling into how that would be possible.
I think it's a great idea.
Yep, that would be
I
great
can
for
remember
out of town families for sure.
And the other thing, this was a Darcy idea that I throw out every few months. What about the hoop house at the high school that's just sitting there vacant? Any way that we can move that to the middle
Food,
school?
what's that, what, food house?
Hoop house, the
Greenhouse?
greenhouse.
Oh,
It's just, we've got a really nice greenhouse out there that's not being used, and we have a killer middle school ag program. So I'm just gonna keep asking that until someone tells me that it's definitely a no.
does high school use it? I mean, she's got.
I think that
They got a
was,
greenhouse.
Their
Yeah, so
greenhouse
they-
is right
they
now.
have the new-
There's, so we got two of them out there, one that we're using, one
It was
that.
the get by until.
and,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a,
The middle school did have a really nice greenhouse down
They have
We
a
have a
small
little
one.
one.
They have a small one.
we have a tiny one, but we can get a bigger one for him. He's doing some great stuff, so. Okay, hope
I think
everybody's
we-
having a great summer.
It hasn't been my turn yet. I have ADD.
Now, just bummed at 24 inches of rain in the last 2 months. It's not helping my career.
I just, since it's, we're getting ready to start school and everything, it's been brought to my attention by a couple of people. For teachers and all employees and everything, could we have a list of emergency numbers for those people? You know, in case something happens, you know, we don't know who to call or whatever. Just when they fill out their forms,
Teachers' emergency numbers?
anybody, I mean, that works for the district,
We
you
do
know.
have onboarding. We have
What's
an
that mean?
emergency contact when a new employee comes on board.
Do we have, old employees and everybody, or?
We've been asking them as we go, but we do have that as part of our onboarding. But if they don't, we have an issue where sometimes they don't update addresses, so if they don't update emergency contacts, I don't know if we need to do it every year, send it out.
So,
Or-
yes, I mean, so, I mean.
But I don't know what the buildings, if the buildings already have on their side too.
And I used to fill out enrollment every year at Eisenhower, and one year I said, what language is he spoken? I said, Chinese, thinking, come on, you know who I have in my family.
No.
And Debbie Kimball called me and said, when did you guys start talking Chinese? So, you know, those
They
things.
do pay attention.
You might have
That's
to fill them out every year, yeah, but, you know, to have addresses and phone numbers and emergency numbers updated, you know, just, I don't know, put out the in-service or your first meeting with your staff or whenever you do that. And I probably have more, but I've been vacationing. That's it.
Okay. We're gonna go to executive session for non-elected personnel to include Chad, Adam, and Darcy for 20 minutes. We'll resume at 8:02. Need a motion. Got a motion, can I have a second?
Second.
Second. Jason. Yep. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
Even though he's
Yeah.
probably.
All right, we're back in
Oh, okay.
open session, no action was taken. We're gonna go back into executive session for non-elected personnel for 10 minutes.
So moved.
And we'll
Sorry, we have to
resume at
times.
8:12.
Sorry.
I need a motion. Got a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
A second, all those in favor say aye. Aye, and opposed?
Maybe I could have done this in the 4 minutes.
You should have said just a word.
No action was taken.
Thank you.
Alright, next up, we're gonna go to executive session for negotiations for 15 minutes, include Chad, Adam, and Darcy. We'll resume at 8:27. I need a motion.
So moved.
I got a motion, you got a second? All in favor say aye. Aye. And opposed, same.
Do we have one after this?
Nope.
Where'd you go, Pat? Where was your vacation?
I just went to San Francisco to see my sister.
Oh, Okay.
Okay, we're back, from executive session, no action was taken. Next up is the consent agenda.
I would like to make a motion that we remove item 7.1.18, approve district handbooks as presented.
A second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same.
Okay.
Is lunch money within here, the lunches? I read it somewhere, is this?
Yes, it is. It's in consent. I looked back, Pat, and it looks like it has increased, reduced, stayed the same,
Is it 5 cents?
and it went up a nickel. Everything else went up a
increased
nickel.
Each meal
Okay.
increased in
I knew I saw something.
And I made Darcy double check what I was reading to make sure that I was right.
All right, Russ, your time to shine.
Oh, boy. Okay, here we go. Act on appointments, designations, and authorizations. Deputy Board Clerk, Darcy Bacon. Food Service Authorized Representative and Determining Official for Free and Reduced Price Meal Applications, Kelly Adams. Federal Programs and Projects Representative, Ann Schinlever. Truancy Reporters, all school building administrators. Coordinator for Homeless Children, Chad Sheets. Capers Representative, Stephanie Lawrence. Freedom of Information Officer, Adam Hatfield. Federal Anti-Discrimination Compliance Officer / Title IX Coordinator, Director of Special Programs, and Superintendent. Official newspaper for legal publications, the Wellington Daily News. Official depository for school district funds pursuant to KSA 9-1401, Impact Bank. Authorize the board clerk pursuant to KSA 12-105B, parentheses E, to pay claims as needed in advance of the regular board meeting in order for the district to benefit from discounts. Authorize application for and utilization of funds from Title I, Title II, vocational grants, Eisenhower Math and Science grants, and food service programs, free and reduced meals. Adopt the hourly required school year as follows. Kindergarten through grade 11, 1,116 hours. Grade 12, 1,086 hours. Adopt the state mileage rate of 70 cents per mile, KSA 75-3203A. Approve membership in the KASB Legal Assistance Fund, $2,750. Approve membership to Kansas Association of School Boards, $12,984.26. Adopt guidelines for activity funds and gate receipts according to KSA 72-8208A. Approve out-of-state travel for administration to national conferences as approved by the superintendent. Will be put in monthly meeting consent agenda if approved. Approve meal prices for 2025-26. Elementary breakfast, $1.75. Middle school breakfast, $1.75. High school breakfast, $1.75. Adult breakfast, $2.80. Elementary lunch, $2.95. Middle school lunch, $3.15. High school lunch, $3.40. Adult lunch, $4.40. Reduced breakfast, 30 cents. Reduced lunch, 40 cents. Appoint Martin Peck as the district's legal counsel. Appoint Jared Brown as district treasurer. Approve annual contract with Futures Unlimited for 2025-26. Resolutions. Act on resolutions authorizing petty cash and activity funds for administrative offices as presented pursuant to KSA 72-1177 and KSA 72-1178. Petty cash fund amounts. Superintendent's revolving, $1,000. High school, $1,500. Middle school, $1,500. Special education, $500. Act on Resolution 25-01, authorizing a petty cash fund for superintendent's revolving fund. Act on Resolution 25-02, authorizing a petty cash fund for Wellington High School. Act on Resolution 25-03, authorizing a petty cash fund for Wellington Middle School. Act on Resolution 25-04, authorizing a petty cash fund for special education. Act on Resolution 25-05, authorizing activity funds for Wellington High School. Act on Resolution 25-06, authorizing activity funds for Wellington Middle School. Act on Resolution 25-07, authorizing activity funds for Lincoln Elementary. Act on Resolution 25-08, authorizing activity funds for Eisenhower Elementary. Act on Resolution 25-09, authorizing activity funds for Kennedy Elementary. Act on Resolution 25-10, authorizing activity funds for Washington Elementary. Act on Resolution 25-11 to establish Board of Education meeting dates, times, and location. Regular meetings shall be the second Monday of each month at the district office at 6 p.m. Act on Resolution 25-12 to establish home rule by Board of Education. Act on Resolution 25-13 to rescind policy statements from the previous year. Act on Resolution 25-14 to waive generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP. Approve the minutes of the June 9th meeting and the June 18th special meeting. Approve payroll and bills. Payroll, $2,648,212.96. Bills, $805,023.52. Personnel, approved new hires. Eric Stamper, math teacher at the high school. Abby Heasty, 5th grade teacher at Eisenhower. Calvin Whitley, custodian at SCA. Addison Barber, 6th grade science teacher at the middle school. Approved resignations. Tim Gonzalez, custodian at SCA. Kylie Penninger, assistant volleyball coach at the high school. Brentasia Kramer, para for Eisenhower. Approved transfers, position changes. Ellie Frankie, para at Kennedy to at-risk aide at Kennedy.
Okay, we get a motion to approve consent agenda.
Move to approve as presented.
Okay, we got a motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same?
No, it's just for one reason.
All right,
Okay,
the meeting is adjourned. Thank you everyone for coming.
We need all three Pages resignation letter. I literally have that. Which one? 3 pages resignation letter. She's taking
The
a
only,
job at
whether
the
we have any
jail,
elementary
and she was
positions
like,
that
I
aren't
mean,
filled
all the
yet?
kind
I
things,
don't
like
think
I've
so.
learned so
I think
much
they're
and
all
all
for
this, and
next
she's
year.
like, I hope to see you, but not at my new job.
Yep.
Speech language
Speech and director of special programs.
I tell people not to say